Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy. He is the commander of the Allied forces and for me it is the Empire of Japan. These are Scenario 1 and no modification, standard 1 day turn setup. And these are the 2 last days of March, the 2 last days of Japanese amphibious assault or unloading bonus. I was just finished unloading my invasion army in Pegu next to Rangoon. The first battle of Rangoon was just so. Here's again a big AP in Marcus Island and my sub only sent 2 torpedoes out and no hit. My amphibious assault attack on Darwin is also a little slow progress. And now the third amphibious group, the last big jump for me is on Gisborne in New Zealand. And I hope maybe at least I have here some success. So I can damage here some allied forces. Here's normally really only the space force. So no additional defense. KilRoy is not prepared to defend northern part of New Zealand so far. And I have only light losses. But again, to attack New Zealand and struggle with Rangoon and still have Darwin to fight is maybe 3 hotspots at the same time, plus ongoing battle of Central Pacific. It's not easy to handle this all. Sometimes you maybe forget some task force and make a mistake. But at the same time it also will give a lot of pressure to KilRoy. And of course you have China. So this is what patrol boat, find an enemy cargo ship. A Pagan. I sent a patrol boat only to Pagan to see what is the situation, because I cannot really scout much. And here is some AK loading, unloading, but both task forces are more or less return. So, but my subs in Pagan is happy to know there's an enemy and one AK get a torpedo hit. And there is still some equipment on board. And this already burned AK get a second torpedo hit. And now it's dead. And this is maybe the second or third attack on President Kulik then. But also failed. How many torpedoes already missed this AP? Yeah, the weather, always like to ground my air force. Airspace over Rangoon is not defended. And now I finally have some task force ready to maybe attack this Australian forces on the ground. But of course it's very hard, rough terrain. No, this will maybe need some time. And because I was able to take down the fort level, I take now the airfield to create some damage, so that it's not easy for KilRoy to repair this. But yeah, the damage I can create here is the lower end of the possibility. And I think that way, of course, Rangoon have more engineers that they can fix this kind of damage. But there are still more airplanes coming. SB3s attacking and not create much damage. So my carriers find no real enemy task force. No, nothing. So, yeah, not too much activity in the air today. Again, a sound effect for killing some airplane, maybe a recon airplane. But this happens sometimes. Sometimes the sound is messed up. So in wake, AEM, taking my submarine, no damage. After so many damaged submarines, it's maybe good to know that not every allied attack can cripple my submarines. So, the second part of my reinforcements for Darwin arriving. The coastal battery fire is still strong. Luckily, heavy cruisers, they can tank this all, but this time my AK is getting much more inflicted or damaged. And I have here higher casualties. Luckily, most are only disabled. So I would still say this is acceptable. This is now the killed units. This is unloading, drowning, or whatever. And same here in Gisborne. Okay. Most important is there's not any allied task force showing up in the moment you unload your troops and then get blasted out of the water. Good. My mixed regiment catch up with the Dutch forces, and it looks like that most, at least 3 of the Dutch units just surrender. They're not even falling more back to Sibay. Good, I have here now more forces all around the 16th Army HQ. And today the bombardment is not more so strong. Maybe my heavy cruisers disabled these heavy guns, and now KilRoy have less bombardment power. Good. So again, for the Japanese or for everyone who won't make an amphibious assault, the most important is no surprise. That everything follows planning of the overall headquarter, and no sneaking minefield is waiting for you, or surprise battleships showing up, or cruisers and messing up with your carrier task force and killing you in one night, and all your planning is more or less useless. Good. Air losses even. Many Catalinas gets killed for this must be all, but I don't know where exactly, but somewhere KilRoy lost a lot of Catalinas today. And for me it was these are the air losses over Rangoon. Direct kill hits by flak or on the return, not arrived. And the rest is small stuff. Ship sunk, yeah. A disappointment because there was this big AP in Wake Island. My submarine attacked twice, but both attacks and attempts failed. But again, at least Japanese submarine torpedoes are working, but the numbers of submarines Japan have are still so limited. In China, no real situation change. I cannot operate here additional mine forces. I still need supplies. Both are at the end of my supply chain, so I really must wait that stuff arrive in the front line and I use the time to pick up here the Yan'an army. These are also the forces, they more or less, I don't know more, they get kicked out of Changsha, but I have here also problems with supplies. Nowhere is supplies. Everywhere I have a big army, there's no supplies. I don't have enough supplies to feed my forces in China now. So in Rangoon I stop, I need to reduce the fatigue. And no, I don't know if I bring more stuff in. No, this is all my carriers returning also. The operation was to cover the amphibious assault group, and this is done. Now return back and then, rethink if I must ship more troops. The question is where I can get more troops. I split my army in 2 groups for Darwin and Rangoon at the same time. The reinforcements in Darwin arrived. Now I have nearly 1,200 attack value, but I'm low on supplies. The problem is to unload supplies will still force my ships to stay under fire. And this time the fire was, counter battery fire or the coastal battery fire was much stronger. These ships will go down for sure. I mean, these are all low value ships, so I not really care them too much, and I have enough of them. Still, this means if I want to unload much more and get the supplies in the base, then the coastal battery fire will maybe kill 1 or 2 more of my cargo ships. I will see if I do this or if I say, I try to attack and wait one day. And because once I take the base, I can unload without counter battery fire. So my airstrikes on these Australian forces, there are really only 160 guys left, so not more much. I need maybe 1 week to kill them all, but then I kill them all, and then maybe this the base will switch back to Japanese control automatically, so I not even must send my troops in. New Zealand, I was successful. I bring in my forces, I have enough supplies, I have enough attack value, a lot of Navy Guard units. All these guys are very well trained for this kind of operation, so nearly no losses on the landings for me. They can secure the base, and once this is done, I can bring the heavy equipment. And if KilRoy not sent any reinforcements already here, I think now it's already too late. Then I maybe can take New Zealand easily, or at least keep the Allies here very busy for a very long time and make it impossible for KilRoy to focus for other locations. Big question is now my carriers. And I was a little surprised, I still don't know why, but I think my ships are not moved. They was not even able to move, because I think the distance from Truk to Wake, and I sent them out before, is still the same. Very strange. I never really check this later again, but in the moment I open here the game, I was a little confused, because I was thinking, hey, why my ships are still at the same position. But I don't know, they are still on order to move. So must be maybe only my imagination. So anyway, I have here AMs, DMS, all still at Wake. Maybe, who knows if this is accurate. And more important is that here are some information of maybe carriers, battleships, and other equipment. So there's a lot of stuff at Marcus Island that I know for sure. So maybe I will not go for Wake and lose the surprise, because up to now KilRoy will not know where I am, how much I have. So I maybe try to come between Wake and Marcus Island and strike Marcus Island the first day, and then immediately go east to strike Wake, and then maybe back to Marcus Island. We will see how successful this ends. Saipan is of course still a burn, disabled base. There's not enough supplies to fix this. I slowly fix it, but yeah, I really don't want to risk here too much. My first priority is get reinforcements to Chichijima. Make sure this base can never fall, because this base I really must hold. It's too close to Japan and too critical for me. Yeah, so this is the end of March already. So next turn we enter April, and in April the Japanese starting to upgrade more and more ships, and also some new aircraft designs will come online. Only to get a short look at the R&D situation now is I have here now still all of my zeros factories, all for R&D, but my engines are still lagging behind. I just barely catch the 33 over 500, so I start to get the bonus for the zeros now. The 32 is coming closely, and the 34 is already on bonus. So if you keep this in mind, then you would see now that all of this factory is producing now 2% per day, so 8 times 2, 16%. And the bonus per day for the 0 M8. The H, no, this is still too far away, but you can see here that the H8K1, I have 27, so maybe not too far off. Maybe in 1 or 2 weeks I can get here 1 or 2 factories also ready to push for this new airframe. The K1 is normally already coming in July, so there will not be a huge improvement or benefit for me to boost this airframe. But if I go to K2, I maybe can get this the better armed edition for 2-3 months earlier. And the Helen is also coming closer, so I can maybe get the Helen to June or even to May. Maybe 1st of May I already get the Helen 2A, and this is the first edition I will really produce. Now, no, I still don't have it. So next turn I get the Helen, the base model, but without without armor. So I can maybe change one factory to Helen to produce Helen factories, but I will not produce the airframe, because I think it is waste to produce the airframe in this stage of the war without armor protection more. But I can already ramp up some factories capacity, so that I later on, if once the 2A is finished, I can immediately start producing this improved airframe design. But we will see this maybe in end of April maybe, or beginning of May. Good. If you have any questions, always ask. I will now, you can guess that in the next coming days we will have here some engagement between my forces and KilRoy's in Central Pacific, and I cannot tell you how it will really end. Who's the winner if we both get a bloody nose and try to limp back, or if one is creating here the important decisive battle victory, we will see. Thank you all, see you next time, take care, bye bye.